Okay, that she's friends with online to donate, to these are people living in Gaza, and to help them, with money because they, need food and all that kind of stuff. And so my husband and I, and my husband also being a rabbi, I don't know if I mentioned that, we're both rabbis, we're never quite sure who that money is going to. Just everyone has their different political things. We believe that Palestinians have rights just like Israelis have rights. But we're also a little bit cautious about who is the money going to. Is it going towards the Palestinians like he says he's friends with, or is this a Hamas thing? We're not really sure. So we had arguments about it. And so, and she's not a believer of let's agree to disagree. She thinks we're racist, basically, which is really problematic. So I wanted to share that a little bit with you, a little personal story with you, just to share how the situation in Israel is really, really hard for friends and for families to deal with it. It's complicated. We open up the newspapers, we open up our phones and, the TV, and it's exploding with just awful, crazy thing that the world we live in is really complicated, and you know what, Netanyahu is not helping, but you know what, the stuff going on between the Palestinians and the Israelis have been going way before even Netanyahu got there. He's not helping the cause, but since biblical times, exactly. So I wanted to kind of transfer this story into the concept of gratitude. Because I think sometimes we forget, with all of the craziness going on in our own families, in the world, that that we need to have gratitude and be gracious for the things that we have in our lives. So I wanted to start this service with people, even though all these other things are important to talk about. It's not that I'm thinking it's not, but I just want to take a moment just to have people maybe to share something that they have gratitude about, that they are what's another word for gratitude? Thankful for, in your lives. Because the only way, I think for me personally, the only way I can deal with all the, there's a little one here, but deal with all of the yuckiness, is to really try to also look at all the positive things that are going on in life and to balance it out, in order to put one foot in front of the other and to deal with all these things. So if people want to share anything, you don't have to, but I thought we'd begin the service that way. Something that you have gratitude or are thankful for, yeah. For mishpacha, for family. Everyone's shaking their head, totally. Yeah, I say the same thing, yep, yeah, you wanted to say? For your Emanuel family, exactly. That's great, and Friday nights and other times is a great time to come together, yeah, for Israel. Other things that people are grateful for, have gratitude for, are thankful for. Anyone want to share? Yeah. Right, for freedom, definitely. Okay. Shifra, yeah.
Obviously, friends that come to me and join Shabbos, even though it's not their Shabbos, but they join me for that. But even more than that, and seeing you makes me think of it, how much I get to learn every week. For studying and learning, I'm so thankful.
Yeah, exactly. So so each day, someone told me to do this, and I'm not a great journaler, but I think I might want to start doing this. It's like to have a gratitude journal. Someone suggested that. And so just to write down each day just one thing that you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be a whole huge list. Just one thing that you focus on just for that day. And so when you have to deal with all the yuckiness, you can at least look at that and go, okay, it gives you breath. It gives you, it enables you to put one foot in front of the other and not get so overwhelmed, because it can be very, very overwhelming what's going on in the world today, no matter what side you're on, right. Sometimes you don't even want to turn exactly. And a lot of times I don't, and I always feel like, I should, I should, but I don't want to, but I don't want to hear it, so it's really tough. So, yeah. So, oh, that's great. Yeah. Really? I'm thinking of starting one. Someone told me recently, and I'm definitely thinking of starting one just because I need that lift. I need that lift, especially because it's so dark, and I need that light. I need that light in my life. So.
I'm grateful that my body works, and I've got several friends right now that are in hospitals and they can't walk, even if they wanted to, they can't walk. And so I'll go out during the day. Why? Because I can. And I just walk around the neighborhood and just, look at whatever I want to look at, just to be able to get out and see the beauty in this world, that not everything is so beautiful.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's take this opportunity. Let's put some light in our lives. Light here at Emanuel, which is always lit here. The light is always on. Was that like a motel commercial, right? The light is always on. The light is always on at Emanuel also. We'll leave the light on for you. One of those, red roof, I don't know, one of those. But either way, the light is always on here at Emanuel. You're always welcome. Tell your friends, this is just a little moment in time. We don't take up too much of your time, but it's a nice moment to be together. So can we start with a song before we even light candles? Let's start with a nigun. Do those microphones work, or do I have to use this? Okay. Okay, we're going to turn in our prayer books to light the candles on page 121. Lori's going to come on up. Excellent.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Toda Rabah. Thank you.
We continue with Kiddush on page 123. One thing I wanted to teach you a little teaching. When you do Kiddush, you're not supposed to hold the cup like this. I don't know if people know that, right? People know, oh, you're Emanuel, you know these things. Right, so you're supposed to hold the cup like this. Anyone know why?
No, why is that?
Why is it? Because there's two sides of your hand. Okay, there's the top side of your hand, which for most people is a little bit rougher than the underside of your hand. For 6 days during the week, we see the top part of our hand. We're working. But then on Shabbat, we take a break, and we want to see the softer side, and then we want to look at this part of our hand. So when we do the Kiddush, one of the things that we do is we hold the cup like this. I think it's a Sephardic tradition, and if it's not, then it probably is anyway, because Sephardic traditions usually are more interesting than Ashkenazic traditions and stuff. So anyway, so we'll join together with Kiddush. Please rise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'yahava uvratzon inchilanu, zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila l'mikrahei kodesh, Zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu v'charta, V'otanu kidashta, Mikol ha'amim, V'shabbat kodshecha, V'yahava uvratzon, Inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
L'chaim, Rabbi.
You may be seated. We continue with Shalom Aleichem. Now, Shalom Aleichem is an interesting prayer. It's on page 142. It talks about the angels that escort us. If you didn't know, the angels escort you to and from synagogue for your safety. And there's 4 different angels, well, actually 5, that escort you. So there's Michael is the one on the right. There's Gabriel, which is the one on the left. There's Raphael, which is the one behind you, and then the one in front of you is Uriel. And then the last one, the 5th one, the bonus one, is Shechinat El. Shekhinah is one of the names of God, and it's usually seen as the feminine side of God. And then the Shechinat El is on top and the head, and they escort you. So as we sing Shalom Aleichem, think about when you come to and from synagogue that these angels are escorting you.
Oh, I love it. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon,
Mi melech, Malachei Elohim, Hakadosh, Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, Hakadosh, Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
turn to page 146 and we rise for the Baruch Hu.
La 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vaed Leolam Vaed.
We continue on page 148 with the Ma'ariv Aravim. Do you guys here stand for this or you sit for this? What's the minhag?
After the Shema.
After the Shema? Got it, thank you. All right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim v'chochma poteach sha'arim uvitvuna mishane itim umachalif et hazmanim umisader et hakochavim v'mishmerotehem barakia kirtono borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or uma'avir yom umevi layla umavdil bein yom uvein layla Adonai tzivaot shemo El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Can we sing Avat Olam?
Sure.
I love that.
It might not be the one that you know.
Oh, okay, that's all right. Any of them are good.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, ahavta. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, ahavta. All the world sings to you, the world sings to you. All the world sings to you, the world sings to you. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, ahavta.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malkuto Leolam Vaed
Ve'ahavta
Et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levacha B'chol nafshecha
ובכל
Meotecha V'hayu Advarim ha'ele Asher Elohim Mitzavecha Hayom ha'levavecha V'shinantam levanecha V'dibarta b'ham V'shivtecha b'veitecha Uvleftecha v'derech U'shafbecha uv'kumecha U'kshartam lehot al yadecha V'hayu l'tatafot b'neinecha U'ktavtam המזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. So on 158 we have Micha Mocha, and one of my favorite midrashim stories goes like this. It's we know the story from the movie. We all watched Exodus, right? We all know the story. The Israelites, get to the sea, they part the sea, they run through the sea, they get to the other side. The Egyptians, come through the sea, and what happens?
They get covered by water.
Covered by water, the sea closes, they perish. And the Midrash says that when that happened, the Israelites celebrated on the demise of the Egyptians. And God came down on the Israelites and scolded them and said, you know what, maybe this had to happen. History needs to happen a certain way. Things need to happen in life. But you know what? Those were my people too. And you never celebrate over anyone's demise, even your enemy. And so it's a really good lesson that I try to think of each and every day when there's so many people I want to just go, and especially at the beginning of the service talking about Israel and Palestine and things like that. It's really hard. But you know what? We're all God's people, and we can agree to disagree, but we never celebrate and be joyous over anyone being hurt, anyone's demise. So I try to always teach my children these things. My kids are adults now. But when one of my sons was about 10 years old, we lived in Pittsburgh, and we were watching a Steeler game. And I forget who we were playing, but he was rooting for the Steelers, and one of the main players on the other team really got hurt and got out of the game. And he jumped up and he goes, I don't want him to be hurt, but I'm glad he's out of the game. And so I thought as a 10-year-old, okay, I think he got the lesson. Like he's a sports fan. He was glad that the guy was out of the game, but he didn't want him to be hurt, that he was caught in between. What do you do? Kind of thing. So anyway, we want to always realize that we're all God's people, and we need to, be kind. Just be kind to people. Micha Mocha on 158.
Ba'elim Adonai, Mihi kamocha, nehtar b'kodesh, Norah tehilot, Sefer le, Norah tehilot, Sefer le. Malchutcha, rahu v'necha bokei ayam, Lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze'eli. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, v'ne'emar kifada Adonai et Yaakov, uge'alo miyad chazak bimenu, Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael.
We turn just one page over to 160 for Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom. The shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, counsel, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Shalom. Lahamidenu Shomrenu. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred and sorrow and pain. 162 Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת בדורתם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת בדורתם ברית עולם בני ובן בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We continue with the tefillah on 164 and we rise.
Adonai sifatai tifta uhufiya ki tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah Elohei Rachel Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekonei HaKol Vezocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imahot Umevii Geula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Moshia Umagen Baruch Atah Adonai Magid Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Mashiv HaRuach Umorid HaGashem Mechalkel Chaim B'chesed Mechaye HaKol Rachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'rofech Olim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Atah Lechayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Kadosh V'shimcha Kadosh U'Kdoshim B'chol Yom Yechalucha Selah Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
It's at this part of the service that the rabbis realized no matter what great words they wrote in a siddur, they would never know exactly what would be in the hearts of the people who were actually worshiping. So they left this moment to have some silent prayer. We can read what's in the different things that are in here, but also just to think what's in your heart, just to take a moment. Our lives are so busy. Just to take a moment, just to take a deep breath, think about something in your life, something that is going well, something that you want to do better, whatever the case may be. When you're finished with that, we'll finish on page 178. When you reach that page, or when you're done, thinking your thoughts, you may be seated, and then we'll continue.
No, you're right. It's not. Oh, it's on 367.
Okay.
It's one page.
Okay, got it. Please join in with Shalom Rav, a prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki ata Melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. B'tov be'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael. Shalom Rav, Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We're going to continue with the Torah service, Yay, it's my favorite part of the service. And we're going to start by singing on 367, and then we're going to go back to 366. But we're going to start with singing with Lo Yisagoy.
Lo yisagoy el goy eret.
Please rise.
ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא yisagoy el goy eret. ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא yisagoy el goy eret. לא ילמדו עוד מלחמה. לא yisagoy el goy eret. לא ילמדו עוד
Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu Kadosh Shemo. Gadlu. Do we do Gadlu here? Gadlu Adonai Iti. Roma Shemo Yaktav Lecha.
Adonai hagidula v'hagedura v'hativeret v'hanetzach v'hachol ki cho b'shamayim u'va'aretz ki cho b'shamayim u'va'aretz lecha Adonai hamamlacha v'hanit na'aseh lechol rosh al shlosha devarim al shlosha devarim al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed al shlosha devarim al shlosha devarim al shlosha devarim ha'olam omed al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim elech hamda libi usana ve'al titalem hamda libi usana ve'al titalem elech hamda libi usana ve'al titalem elech hamda libi usana ve'al titalem elech hamda libi usana ve'al titalem
You may be seated. I'm all sweaty up here.
I know.
We're having a good time, right? We just need a fan. All right. So I think as a congregation, it would be really nice to do the blessing for the Torah together. Just what page is that on?
And that would be on page 300 and
Oh, I got it.
68.
68. Yep, exactly. All right. So the Parsha is Teruma, and we'll talk about it in a little bit, but we'll read just a couple of sentences that are here, and we'll do the blessing together. If we do the blessing together, by the way, then you don't repeat that second line. And you just go through it.
Oh, okay.
Right. If you're doing it like someone's doing it up here and then the congregation repeats.
Right.
But if we're doing it as a congregation, we don't repeat the second line.
Okay.
Okay, just FYI. All right. So, all right, we're on page 368. And let's do it together. Ready, set, let's go.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach, Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam vaed, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, V'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Vayedaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el bnei Yisrael, v'yachud li teruma me'et kol ish asher yidaberu libo, tikhu et terumati, v'zot hatruma asher tikhu me'itam, zahav v'chesef unchoshet. All right, together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher natan lanu Torah emet, V'chaye olam nata b'tochenu, Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
At this point, what we're going to do is we're going to offer a mishaberach, a healing prayer. Now, a lot of times people say, why should I offer a mishaberach for someone who's not going to heal? You know, it's a really, someone who's going to be, who's really sick and may not live. The mishaberach blessing isn't just for the person who needs the healing, which no matter what, it could be also just emotional healing. It doesn't have to be physical healing, but it's also for the caregiver. It's also for the person helping to take care of the people that are in need of healing. And so when you think of the mishaberach list, think of the people who are in need, but also think of the people who are helping them out and doing their best by them. So whether it's family members, whether it's nurses, whether, whoever it might be. So I'm going to read the names, and then I'll give you the opportunity to say names that you're thinking of, and then of course we'll sing together. So the names on the list are Chana Azna Bat Rivka Masha, Chelsea Bourne, Allison Esrig, Phyllis Goldblatt, Dr. Jamal Hussein, Miriam Leon, Arlene Melman, Rivka Bat Miriam, Hirsch Goldberg Polin, Pam Sherman, Jordan Snyderman, Avery Spunt, Tali Stein, Kaf Warman, Eden Yerushalmi. Other names that you have.
Michael Dorn. Mishaberach avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Mishaberach imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer. Hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, hear our prayer, and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your love. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Mishaberach avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Mishaberach avotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Rachel. May the one who blessed Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer and bless us as well.
Whose version is that?
That is, don't tell me.
I won't tell you because I don't know.
It'll come to me. Levine. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, Levine. Yeah. What's her first name? Lisa. Lisa Levine.
Lisa Levine.
Thanks,
I've never
guys.
heard that one. I really like it. Oh, okay. Is that it? I mean, obviously, I like Debbie Friedman's. I like Craig Taubman has a really good one, too.
Yes, yeah.
He has a nice one, too, but this one's lovely, and I've never heard that one before. So.
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
Okay. Oh. You know, I can hear that.
Yes.
I can hear it now that he says that.
Right, right. How about it?
There we go. Okay. All right. We're going to turn to page 374. We're going to get ready to return the Torah to the Ark. And so we're on 374.
Okay, let me help you, baby.
Yeah, let's put this on. It's a two-person job.
Yes, you bet. She's got a complicated dress.
Okay, I got it. Yep. Yeah, I see it. Okay.
Please rise because the Torah is standing. Hodol ha'eretz v'shamayim v'yarem keren le'amo v'hilal lechol chasidav livnei Yisrael am kerovo.
You may be seated. How many of you had an invisible friend when you were a little one? You know, a friend that no one else, not even your parents, could see. I often wonder how I would have felt if one of my parents suddenly had the ability to see mine. That would be really strange. But the truth of the matter is that most of us not only can't see things that are invisible, most of us can't even see what's right in front of us. Then again, maybe we can see it, but we prefer to act like it doesn't even exist. And oddly enough, I have a dear friend, and she has this amazing ability to point out what many people would like to imagine as invisible. And I'm of course referring to that old adage refers to that says that talks about it as the elephant in the room. How, you might ask, does one miss something so large when it's standing right in the room? I remember an old poem about a purple cow. But when I was little, for some reason, it stuck in my head that it was an elephant instead of a cow, which is, you should pardon the pun, utterly ridiculous. Let's see, how did it go? I never saw a purple elephant. I never hoped to see one. But I can tell you this, my friend, I'd rather see than be one. Rabbi Nicole Auerbach reminded me that there is not only an elephant, but a purple one in this week's Parsha, or perhaps it's an elephant of different colors. Or even stranger, perhaps it is a teeny tiny elephant like Tom Thumb. Either way, it's a sore thumb. Let me see if you can catch it. If it is going to prove to be invisible to you, if it's going to prove to be invisible to you until I point it out. It can be found in the list in Truma of the offerings of the gifts that the Israelites are going to bring if their hearts moves them. Listen to the list of things needed for building the portable sanctuary, the Mishkan, in the wilderness. Listen close. The list includes gold, silver, copper, blue and purple crimson yarns, fine linen, goat hair, tanned ram's horns, dolphin skins, acacia wood, and oil, spices, and incense. Did you catch the elephant in the list? Okay, it's not really an elephant. In fact, we're not really sure what it is, although the sages have several different opinions, but it is something that doesn't seem to belong on the list. You see, gold and silver and copper and the like are things that Israelites brought with them when they left Egypt. Goat hairs and ram skin, doable as well. Acacia wood and incense, sure. And the oil, not such a problem. But did you catch the gift, which I saw you saying it, the gift of the dolphin skins? Where the heck would someone in the middle of the wilderness find dolphins to get skin from? Oh, and in the alternate translation, some say it was seal skins, which being that they were not in a climate for seals could be quite problematic, if not impossible to find. And then there's those who would say that it was actually a multicolored worm-like creature. That was new to me when I researched this, although it must have been so big that it looked something like the Tremor movies. But it is Rashi's commentary that I'd like to focus on for a moment, as Rashi says that the Tashish was an animal of many colors. And in the Talmud, we learned that the Tashish had a single horn on its forehead. This is the part that brings Rabbi Auerbach to imagining the Israelites thinking that God is asking them to find a unicorn, and they had no idea where they were going to find one. The very idea was absurd. It is what we call the elephant in the room, or the elephant on the list. How can God ask us to bring a gift we can't find, let alone see? As Shel Silverstein wrote, and the Irish Rovers made famous in a song, as Noah is getting the animals together to board the ark, God tells him not to forget the unicorn. And Noah replies, I've got your green alligators and long-necked geese, some humped-backed camels, and some chimpanzees, some cats and rats and elephants, but I'm so forlorn, 'cause I can't see no unicorn. The unicorn might be a mythical creature, a creature who lived in the past, or a creature that we are simply unable to see even when we're standing right in front of us. But maybe the idea of such a gift that no one can see, or a gift that no one has seen in a long time, or a gift that's been standing right in front of us, is the gift, as Rabbi Erwin Keller might say, that you have not yet offered yet. So many of us have gifts that we have not offered, gifts that we have not used. If each of us would take our particular gifts, those special skills that God blessed us with, maybe, just maybe, together we could truly build a sanctuary fit for God to dwell. I think that is part of what is being asked here. And I think that was part of the reason that some sages thought it might be a worm. A worm is considered a lowly creature, easily stepped on, who squirms around the dirt much of his life. But worms actually have great worth, even though you might not see it. For instance, worms move the soil around. They aerate it, and they help repair the damaged soil. And as long as we're discussing the Torah, did you know that a worm is also a term in technology that enables us to write a disk only once, but to read that same disk many times? Isn't that kind of representative of the Torah, which is written once, and once we have that copy, we store it in the ark, and each time we take it out, we're able to read it again and again and again? The Torah reading this week talks about bringing offerings, but sometimes we don't take the time or feel the inclination to take an accounting of what we have to give, what we have to offer. Sometimes we feel so little, like a worm, that we don't see how valuable our particular gift might be to the community and to the world as a whole. For many years, I tried to figure out a gift I could get from my parents that they could actually use, that they would find useful and meaningful, that would give them their lives healthier, happier, or easier. And sadly, no matter what I wound up giving them on any given birthday or anniversary, the gift seemed to be unused and eventually magically disappeared from the house, much like a unicorn. But while the gift remained in the house unused, I now realize that it was the elephant in the room. God has given us so many gifts, and yet we tend to leave so many of those gifts wrapped up in the closet. But God didn't give each of us our particular gifts, our talents, our abilities, with the thought that we would never use those gifts, that we would leave them hidden in the closet or hidden inside ourselves. God gave us those gifts to help build a mishkan, a sanctuary that would be made with all the blessings of the rainbow. As Leila Gifty Akita said, we all have something to give in different gracious forms. And Anor Al-Had would remind us, instead of asking life to give you, ask what you can offer to life. Be an act of kindness. And that brings me back to the elephant in the room. The gifts that you're not using, not sharing, the gifts that you've left so buried within you that you could help build a mishkan. It is time to find your unopened, your hidden gifts and offer them in acts of love and kindness. Karen Joy Fowler would remind you that when there's an elephant in the room, one is from time to time bound to trip over a trunk. This room is your room. It's time to let the elephant out. Kevin Spacey said that mediocrity is the elephant in the room. Lenny Kravitz said race in this country is still the elephant in the room. Richard Dawkins said that he was trying to call attention to the elephant in the room that everyone is too polite and too devout to notice. Sadly, he was referring to religion, which he has felt had a devaluing effect on human life. We can prove him wrong, though, but to do so, we each have to see the elephant, to really see it, and to do something about it so it does not continue just to stand in the room unseen. Stop being the elephant in the room. Make yourself known by using your gifts to help build a fitting place for God to dwell. And while you're at it, make sure you build an ark fit for all of God's children. Time for us to give back to God. What we have to offer, what we need to offer is the gift of ourselves, not by sacrificing children or maidens, but by giving our talents, of our talents, and by sharing our blessings. As Chris Christian sings, we lift our voices, we lift our hands, we lift our lives to you. We are an offering, Lord, use our voices. Lord, use our hands. Lord, use our lives, they are yours. We are your offering. All that we have, all that we are, all that we hope to be, we give to you. We give to you. Shabbat shalom. I think we continue with Aleinu on page 586 And we're going to rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. We continue with the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. I have the Yortzeit list here, which I will read, and then when I'm finished, if there are other names that you are thinking of, then we'll have the opportunity to share that with the community. Ezra Berman, Jean Berman, Norman Bermant, Julia Blumberg, David Borer, Hyman Bowler, Sylvia Bonham, Herman Barash, Lawrence Burley, Sandra K. Cantor, Maurice G. Cohen, Albert Davis, Helen Deutsch, Fred Ettinger, David Fogelson, Davian Gibson, Hyman Gold, James A. Gold, Norma Golden, Morris Gordon, Annie Gosser, Lisa Gruenberg, Sonia Gutman, Florence Hainan, Julius Hurst, Albert Hirsch, Francis Joseph, Jean Kahn, Sylvia Klein, Meyer Kushner, Frank Lapidus, Francis L. Lederer II, Catherine C. Levy, Emma Sally Lowenthal, Minnie Mayetta, Kurt Marchand, Rudolph Munzer, Miss Ines Projansky, Milton Rosenthal, Julius R. Segi, Isidore Schindler, Natalie W. Seglin, Goldie Good Seligman, Herman Seltz, Leo Shafton, Edith Chalice, Esther Silver, Miss Ruth Betty Spilkey, Michael Weitzman, Augusta Weil, Carrie M. Weil, Jenny Wexelman, Louis Wolf, Edith Zackler, Emily Raymond Zisman, Estelle Zucker, and in recent days we remember Samuel Leonard Golden. If you have other names that you'd like to share with the community, please do so. Mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Is it your minhag to rise here?
You know, what we like to do is
Yeah.
first have people rise who have a yard site tonight,
Oh,
so
very
that we
nice.
can we can
Okay.
reach out to them, and we're sorry for the people that are not walking the earth anymore in your life.
Okay.
And then for the rest of you for whomever it is a minchag to stand during the Kaddish, you may do so.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
V'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon yivmechon uv'chayei tekol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shmei rabbah mivarach le'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yisroman v'yisnaseh v'yisadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudasha.
B'richu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiram v'yalma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and all of Israel, and to which we all say,
Amen.
Amen. You may be seated. What are we going to sing?
Well, Maddie and I were kind of in the mood for a Hine Matov.
Nice.
And that seems fitting since we are here. Whether there's an elephant in the room with us or not, we are here. And it's, if you turn to page 644, how good and how pleasant it is that brothers and sisters dwell together. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה, יאללה לה 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 לה. La 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Rabbi, for being here. Shabbat Shalom,
Thank
all
you.
of you. And Rabbi and I will go to the bottom of the stairs and we'll be able to say
Oh, okay.
Shabbat Shalom to you all personally.
All right.